Today, I wanted to expand on the market we featured in the weekly video last week, ITA, which is iShares US Aerospace and Defense ETF. The point we made last week was that last Friday was a SpaceX IPO, and EWAVES flagged for us this opportunity in this ETF a day before, on the 11th. On the 11th, when ITA was trading at 230.37, we opened an up alert, and we held this alert all the way until this ETF rose as high as 239.86 on the 16th of June, at which point, on the pullback, our cancel alert level was hit and this alert was closed. But the one thing I wanted to show you today is that there was more than just the bullish Elliott Wave pattern that helped us spot this opportunity last week. I mentioned before in my recent interview that another tool we've been applying to our flash alerts has been Dick Diamond's 80/20 indicators. If you're new to Dick Diamond's 80/20 method, we have some information about him on our website. You can also Google his name and find some videos and other reports. But let me show you one of Dick Diamond's templates and explain how it helped us spot the setup in ITA. So this is one of Dick Diamond's indicator templates. At the top, you have 3 moving averages. The green is set to 21 periods, red is 55, blue is 89, and at the bottom is Williams-Person R, an oscillator. The way that Diamond spotted his setups was by finding the moments when these indicators were in agreement. So let's go back to our ITA call from June 11th. This is when we spotted a wave 2 low. On June 10th, eWaves flagged it for us, and at 230.37 is when we sent out the up alert. Now let's see what the Diamond indicators were showing on June 11th as well. Here's that day. This is the hourly chart, and the basic bullish setup in Diamond's book was when the 21 was above 55, was above 89, and Williams-Person R was in what we call the buy zone, above the 80 line right here. And it was around lunchtime when we sent out the up alert, and look what Diamond's indicators were showing us at that time. We had the 21 period moving average crossing above 89, above 55, and right around here was when all 3 of them began to open up to the upside, and Williams-Person R was pinned to the max in the buy zone, and that's a classic Dick Diamond 80/20 signal. And you can see that the price continued to rally all the way into this high, which is where the alert was closed. And by the way, since then, as you can see, the 21 period moving average has flattened out. Williams-Person R has dropped into the sell zone, actually. So if you ask me right now, does the position of these indicators support additional bullish view for ITA? I would say no, not at this moment. But right here on June 11th, it did, which again fit really well with the position of the Elliott Wave indicators. Let me show you another example of when the Elliott Wave pattern and Dick Diamond indicators did not agree. Let me switch to eWaves Live, which is the software we use to spot potential market setups. And the chart I want to show you is Carvana. This morning, I noticed that eWaves was labeling Carvana as having put a wave 2 low yesterday at 62.41. And that's a very similar setup to the one we just looked at in ITA. But when I went to look at Carvana on the Dick Diamond template, a very different picture emerged. Here's Carvana on the same hourly chart. And this is that June 17th low that eWaves has flagged as a potential wave 2 bottom. But look at the position of Diamond's indicators. For the bullish view, remember, we need to have the fast moving average above the medium, above the slow. But they are in reverse order here. We have the 21 below 55, below 89. And Williams-Person R is barely able to move above the 50% line. So this is the stock we're going to continue to watch for that more assured setup that is confirmed by the diamond indicators. And that's today's video. I wanted to give you a glimpse of how we're combining here the proprietary software EWAVES with the Dig Diamond method to come up with more assured setups for our Flash subscribers. Thank you for watching. If tomorrow is a holiday that you celebrate, have a great long weekend, and I'll speak to you again next week or as soon as I have something interesting or important to report.